Winnipeg, Nathaniel Dumoulin Duguay doesn't have any problem with football coaches yelling instructions or criticism. The offensive lineman out of Laval University spent almost a year in the Canadian Army and says basic training included long days starting at 4 a.m. and military personnel barking out orders. "It's like on TV, maybe like worse," Dumoulin Duguay said with a smile on Sunday after this year's CFL National Combine wrapped up in Winnipeg. "I found through the Army, I felt like it was a little bit of the same thing like football, so that's why I love football. I love the discipline of football. If coaches are yelling at me or something like that, I'm used to it." The 6'2", 293-pounder from Rimouski, K, was among 84 prospects showcasing their skills for league coaches and general managers, all with the aim of being selected in the CFL National and Global Drafts on April 30. When the CFL Scouting Bureau released its winter draft rankings in January, Dumoulin Duguay was listed at number 18. The spring edition comes out in early April. 7 of the top 12 players in the winter rankings were offensive linemen, but they weren't at the Combine because of prep for the NFL Draft, April the 25th to the 27th. That gave Dumoulin Duguay more opportunity to make a good impression. Offensive lineman Christian Conu, a Montreal native out of Washington State, was also at the Combine and was the only other offensive lineman in the top 20 of the winter rankings, 16th. Coaches at the Combine made daily picks for the top player on offense and defense during practices. Dumoulin Duguay got the nod for day 2. Former CFL coach, general manager and current TSN analyst Jim Barker watched the prospects and talked to Dumoulin Duguay. "He was in the Army, which gives him that discipline," Barker said. "He's a tough guy. He's one of the great young men I've met at one of these combines." The only question mark about Dumoulin Duguay is he hasn't played a lot of university football, but he has the potential to get a lot better, Barker said. Dumoulin Duguay said he wasn't focused at school and it led him to go into the Army from March to December 2018. After basic training, he needed to improve his English and took 6 months of language classes before he could be posted to Vancouver or Halifax. He played senior football while taking the courses and his coach convinced him to return to the game instead. He went to Laval, but a high ankle sprain limited him to 4 games in 2021. He played all 8 games the following season, winning the Vanier Cup as national champions and being named a U Sports First Team All-Canadian. He played the entire season last year and was a second-team All-Canadian. He got an invite to the East-West Bowl, which is for the top Canadian university players eligible for this year's CFL Draft. At the Combine, he was the fastest offensive lineman in the 40-yard dash, clocking 5.16 seconds.